Hey, what's up everybody? I know it's been a while. It's The Amazing here, bringing you a review of the Comiccave Studios 1/12 scale Iron Man Mark 43. While it is a mouthful, it probably won't be in the title, and that's alright. Special thanks to Comiccave for reaching out to me after I reviewed a couple of their products and wanting to know what was going on. I gave some feedback, and basically they reached out saying, how can we improve? And you know what? They actually listened. So let's get into the review of this item. Here we have this cool ass box, and usually I don't review boxes because I'll be like, what the fuck? But Comiccave went out of their way to present to you a very nice box where they say playable, pose with other figures, mobile, take you anywhere. It has 20 points of articulation. Unlike other figures which have around 30 to 35, maybe even 40, it has LED lights in the chest and the eyes, 75% diecast metal. Another really cool thing is the slipcase protection. It's really nice and presentable. And this is why I decided to even show you the box, because normally I wouldn't, but you have places for hands, effect parts, and even more, I'm gonna say option parts. And here you have the main figure. So here they even show you the points of articulation, just in case you're new to something like this or having a figure. But you know what? Figured all that. Enough about the box, which is really cool indeed. Let's talk about the figure. So hands down, I want to say it's a huge step up from Shotgun. I was quite disappointed by it, but I do rather enjoy this figure. Not as many points of articulation as the SHF, but for an Iron Man figure, which if you want to consider it clunky or a mobile suit of armor, it still works very fine for you. So as far as articulation goes, you have bicep swivel, you're double jointed in the arms, you have wrist swivel, you have shoulder pads which have articulation, which fold up. Iron Man can look left and right. He cannot look completely up, and that's for the very same reason I spoke about before, where the batteries are in the waist and chest area. So that's not something you can do. So again, you sacrifice one of the articulation points for a new feature, which is to light up, which is very cool. One thing they did add though was ab crunch in a particular spot where they rotated and gave it snake-like coil so you can give him some type of ab crunch. Much along the spinal cord. So now you can have some waist swivel, you can have a little bit of rotation in the chest, and you can crunch forward. That's something that the Shotgun was missing completely, that the Mark 43 definitely touches up on and gives you. You have the pull-out leg method like you do on the SHF. You have leg swivel on the inside, which rotates the joint. You have toe pivot. You even have a little joint here that allows you to get the maximum amount of toe pivot in. So, you know, you're not looking swanky when you're doing your ACBA stuff. And basically, you have hands, which you saw, which I opened up the package. So basically, like I said, you sacrifice the little bits of articulation for new features. As far as lighting up, I really do enjoy it on this figure. I like that you can crunch forward a little. It even looks really nice. How it stands up to the SHF, let's give it a shot. As you clearly can see, it's proportioned a little better. It's a bit taller. It looks like if you wanted to put a Tony Stark in there, it actually works out. So when SHF Tony Starks come out and you feel like the SHF may be too small, you can use the Comiccave one, which has the Mark 42 actually coming out at SDCC this year. I saw that they announced it. So you can actually pose this figure very nicely, even for the 20 points of articulation. And don't mind me, I'm actually just quick posing. Usually I take time to study what's going on and what I'm doing. But I'm going to do something quick just to try to show off. So, even now, it's not like you can't pose it because I just did that in 2 seconds. That was an issue that I had with the Shotgun. It wouldn't pose. So again, like I said, it's a very, very nice improvement. So if you plan on doing something cool and having your Iron Man light up, you can now achieve that goal with the Mark 43. One of the things I want to touch up on is that they give you option parts, which I thought were really cool. And this is something that the SHF was missing, but the Comiccave one actually does cover. So you know that little scene with the mini rocket launcher, always in the wrist gauntlets and the forearm. Oop, I dropped that. That was my fault. So I'm gonna just punch this in, and voila. So you get that little option part here, and I thought that was really cool that they give you the option part for it. The gauntlets have a little joint here, so just in case you want to put the flap up, like I said, mini rocket launcher. The option part works for both the left and the right forearm, which I thought was really cool. And then you also have the little machine gun turrets. Now this one is a little bit more difficult for me to put on, maybe because I'm ham-handing it, or maybe because just, I'm not good at it. It happens. Sometimes I'm just not good at tiny things. But I thought it was really nice, and actually I'm going to take the shoulder pad off because it's on a ball joint, which saves me a lot of time and effort. And right here, I don't know if you guys can see, there's a little hole there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the little tiny missile launcher upon his shoulder with my ham hands. As someone once said on one of my videos, I thought that was hilarious. So if you can see here, you can add the rocket launcher option part here. Or, not rocket launcher, but micro missile. Correct me if I'm wrong. The micro missile pod. And, you attach the shoulder back, and then boom. And it works on both shoulders. Come with the option parts for both. Oops, I dropped something. He comes with a slew of hands. There are option parts for the hands and the feet. I took out one so you can see how it works out. So, they give you matching corresponding effect parts for each hand. So you have it for both the feet and the hands, and voila. So you can have repulsor blast, you can have foot rockets, all the usual stuff that you normally get with an Iron Man nowadays. And they include it. It's all very, very nice. Overall, this is a huge, huge improvement over the shotgun. And I already love the SHF Mark 43, and I can't say I don't love this. So if you are an Iron Man collector, which I know there are a lot of you out there, and you feel like you need a 1/12 scale Iron Man, which is perfect to fit where you want to lack articulation, but you want something a little more movie accurate, you're definitely going to look for this one. This is probably the best 1/12 scale Iron Man you can get in terms of movie realistics. It has the iron look. It's a little faded. It has the black panel lining. It's all perfect in the parts where you miss it on the SHF, where it's very accurate and posable. But again, unlike the Comiccave, it's missing those tiny panel lines and detail that you want and need. So I'm not going to give it a perfect 10, but definitely 9 out of 10. It's a major step up in the right direction. I'm loving the figure. Again, special thanks to Comiccave. They took the time to actually, listen and improve on a product, which goes a long way with us collectors. So I can't say that enough. Thank you again. All right, guys. I think I've covered the things I can cover with the review. And if you have any questions, I'll try to answer. If you don't see an answer in the comments, feel free to email me or private message me. Thank you. Have a good one.